Hey, everybody.
All right, I am in. I'm gonna have to do. All right.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Thanks. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, folks.
Sorry about
Hi,
that.
Laura. Yeah, well, these things are not perfect. I was on something on the other day that got Zoom bombed. I thought that was over.
Really? Yeah.
Well, this was a photojournalist friend of mine who has been in Ukraine before the invasion and then just got back last week. And he was going to give a talk with his pictures, and we got Zoom bombed.
That's amazing. I didn't know people were still doing that.
Me either. I suspect it was somebody that didn't want us to see his pictures.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting in touch with everyone now about the meeting working. Alrighty. So, and we have Dana, our commander-in-chief. Okay. I think if everyone wants to get started, we can then. A little bit of a road bump there, but we figured it out. Dana, can you hear us? If you're talking, we can't hear or see you.
Laura, were you asking about me or Dana?
Dana. Unless, David, do you think we can start without Dana?
No, she's the chair. I know she's trying to get in.
It appears that she's in. I don't know why she would be, and she's not muted or anything.
I just texted her.
Seems to be set up to just show the speaker rather than everybody.
I don't know. I'm seeing almost everybody on my screen.
I'm not. I don't know why.
We're shunning you, Todd.
You have to switch to gallery. There's a button that says switch to gallery view, Todd. That'll show everyone.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
But I'm not seeing David and I'm not seeing Lisa. And where has Dana gone?
I think Lisa and David just have their cameras off. but we actually lost Dana from the meeting. Hey.
I have my camera off because I'm washing dishes.
No big deal.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
No, that's not me. That's something else. I'm muted.
Yeah, it does not want to let me do this.
Dana just texted me, said she thinks she'll be in a minute. She's rebooting her computer.
Great.
I cannot get it to go to stop just doing speakers, but that's okay. It's just so bizarre. I mean, I've been on Zoom almost all day with different meetings, and this is the only time it's done this. Who knows?
Have you gone to the top right corner where it says view?
Pardon me?
In the top right corner, there should be a little box that says view.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, but
weird.
that's what I was expecting. But all I'm getting is either full screen or not full screen.
So strange.
Did you move your cursor up to the upper right corner?
Yeah,
And it's not showing view.
no, which it almost always does.
Yeah.
Very odd. I'm not going to go out and try to come back in again.
The Zoom gods are messing with us.
Yeah, among others, that just happens to be the most recent.
Hey, Tom, now that we're all in, well, most of us are in, we're just waiting on Dana to get started.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, Tom.
Hey,
You know what? Why don't you just start? Because it's not going to matter. Because you've got a quorum. Maybe Eric can run it.
Sure. Okay, so call the meeting to order at 7:22 p.m. First item of business is acceptance of the previous minutes. Has everybody had a chance to look them over? I know that Dana sent in with a couple of corrections, and also this afternoon, I sent in some corrections as well. Do we need to go over those? I'm prepared to do that. Hiya, Dana.
Hello.
Hello,
Did we give up?
we're up to acceptance of minutes.
Okay. I don't know what happened to my computer. I wish I could see the whole screen, but here I am.
Okay.
I saw there was a few corrections. Yeah, of course, Darren's name was misspelled. Are you the only person I can see?
all right, now it's working.
Okay. Give up on my computer, I guess. Who's here? Todd, Eric. Oh, there's everyone. Jordan. Mark can't be here. There was a few mistakes I sent to Laura. I mean, did you get that, Laura? Is Laura still here? This is tiny on my phone.
Yeah, I got them. And then Eric also had some updates that he sent out to the group. So I think they were just talking about whether or not everyone's okay moving forward with the document with you and Eric's edits, or if anyone else wanted more time to look at it.
No, I looked at it too, and you caught, that corrections that need to be made that I was going to comment on as well.
So I think Eric and I have picked up those mistakes. So why don't we go ahead with those?
Well, I'll make a motion to move with minutes as corrected.
I second.
Okay, all in favor? I don't know how to raise it. Okay, Lisa. Liz, Jordan. I can't see who's doing. Oh, Eric.
Yeah, me, Liz, Jordan, Lisa, Barry, Tom Livingston, and we can't see David.
Well, he's not a voter, so.
Oh, all right. So, all right.
Yeah. Well, he is a voter, but no, yeah, okay, so that's accepted then. So next up is public participation. Do we have anyone for that?
Well, it depends.
Todd. Is Todd?
It has nothing to do with an agenda item.
Okay.
But I got a call today from a guy on West Norwalk Road who was interested in tax credits or whatever. And I told him that he couldn't qualify unless it was listed, and we talked about that. And West Norwalk Road has needed to be at least have a historic resource inventory done, or just go straight to a nomination. And there are grants for both of those things. And I'm not sure, but I think that certainly you guys could apply for either an HRI or a grant for a nomination, and or the Preservation Trust could do the same thing, possibly at the same time. I don't know whether it's worthwhile to bother with an inventory if you want to go straight to the nomination, but that's an area which I think it's been neglected for this kind of work. And we all know West Norwalk Road is certainly worth taking a look at, if nothing else. I mean, there's so much infill that it could be an issue. But I'm wondering if you guys are interested in applying for that grant, and if not, the Preservation Trust will do it.
I thought that there were things on that list.
And it's not in the National Register or the State Register, as far as I know.
Okay, it's
And
probably
the
just on the
chapel has been
Norwalk.
trying to get something done for years, and that goes back and forth, and that's a long story that I don't want to tell.
So Todd, we have an open planning grant for the Lockwood Matthews Mansion National Register update. So that's going to go on, probably most of this year. So that's the city's grant. It's open. We can't get another one till that's closed. So the Preservation Trust should probably do it. I think it's a great idea.
Okay, terrific. So
Yeah.
I will bring that up to the board. And I did an inventory, kind of a half-assed inventory when I was in grad school of West Norwalk Road, but it's got some gems, and there's got to be a way to carve out at least some kind of a district.
Yeah, I
What
think
number?
most of them are on the local, but yeah,
Yeah.
they've had amazing houses on it.
Yeah, well, yeah, even that, there's some stuff that's missing, but anyway, I'll bring that up to our board and see what they think. Thanks.
What number is it, Todd?
The guy that, I forget,
Oh.
he said it was a 1780 house.
Oh, yeah, there could be.
That was not right on West Norwalk Road, but it was right off it.
Okay.
Moved from East Norwalk, he says.
Oh,
Partially burned, reconstructed after 1789.
vaguely recall something, maybe Maywood Road. I'm not sure, but anyway,
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah. Maywood.
Oh, okay.
You got it. Brilliant.
Okay, so that's great. Yeah, because that is, I think that a lot of those are on the Norwalk list, but yeah, it needs to be on another kind of list.
Yeah, it needs to, because that doesn't qualify him for anything, you know. And this guy's going to do some work. Other people will do work. That's not only is it good for them because they can cash in a little bit, but it's good for everybody because they have to follow the standards.
What about the Brookside area? Is that on any kind of horizon to be in a district?
Not that I know of.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not even, there's no HRI for that either.
No.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of older homes, and it's actually the oldest road in Norwalk.
Huh.
Yeah, right. Flax Hill, right?
It was the King's Highway, the Stamford Path. Has all those graceful curves at the intersections. There's the hamlet of Brookside. There's a lot of older houses. I don't know about the Underground Railroad stories. I'm not sure about that, but that's been something that's popped up over the years. But that's neither here nor there. There's a lot of great historic houses.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, there just needs to be more, HRIs if nothing else. And the HRIs, there are, don't require a matching grant. So I suspect that that's what my board would want to do. And it's a start.
Yeah, some of those houses have been plaqued by the Historical Society.
Yeah, but unfortunately that doesn't get them anything
Right.
either.
But I guess it's a start anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Okay.
whoever's going to do any of this will be, it'll make their lives a little bit easier on those houses.
Yeah. Okay, so thanks for that, Todd. Is David Scott Parker with us?
No, there was confusion with that because we
Okay.
were told it was going to be tomorrow. And then this meeting got back to today, so no.
Okay.
We'll
All right.
have to, he's very internationally busy, so we have to really come up with a date that's gonna work for him. So I'll work on that with him.
Okay, great. So next up, reports from boards, Norwalk Historical Society and Diane Jelleret.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to start with what's coming up at the Historical Society in honor of Women's History Month, March 30th at 7 o'clock. We are partnering with the League of Women's Voters for a virtual lecture called Powerful Voices, Connecticut Women's in Democracy, and it will be presented by the Connecticut Women's Hall of Fame. So this is virtual, so I hope to have you all participate. And we're not so sure if we can record this, but come on out and see this presentation. We're also getting a lot of interest from our second graders in the public school. I think things are opening up again to visit Mill Hill, so we're we're very excited. The history of Norwalk has moved from third grade to second grade. So we have been getting a lot of inquiries from the second grade teachers because they've never done this before. And some of them have never been to Mill Hill. So this is a wonderful opportunity to introduce the little ones to Mill Hill and some of the teachers who've never been to Mill Hill. So that's what's coming up for spring. And we're very, very excited about the upcoming opportunities. And in April, I think I talked about this a little bit last month, there's the Earth Day celebration. A lot of the organizations around Norwalk will be participating on April 23rd. For the Historical Society, there's going to be a walk from City Hall to Mill Hill to the Green. That will be happening around 10:45, and they will arrive at Mill Hill about 11:30. And the walk will be led by Nancy Rosette from the Norwalk River Valley Trail, and we'll be going on part of the Harbor Loop Trail. And if those of you who may not know, part of it goes through Mill Hill. So it will be open. So Mill Hill will be open from 11:30 till about 2 o'clock. And there will be a program on the Green from noon to 1 with many of the participants making presentations. There will be food trucks. There will be a way to introduce people who may not have visited the Green from all over the city. And there's going to be a walk from the library up through the Wall Street area up to the Green. And there will also be I think a bike ride tour coming from South Norwalk up to the Green. So it's kind of evolved into an all city type of event. So again, it's going to be on Saturday, April 23rd. You'll be hearing more about that. So save the date on this Earth Day celebration. We're also going to be having another virtual lecture on April 27th. That's going to talk about the Melton Museum, which was a car museum in the late 50s. Some people are aware of it. John O'Leary will be our guest speaker. He's been wanting to do this for 2 years. So the first inquiry came just before the pandemic. And then we circled back around, and a lot of car enthusiasts will be very interested in, and yes, as Todd is an enthusiast, is shaking his head, I'm noticing, will be very interested in this particular lecture. He has some artifacts. It was open for about, I want to say 5 years in Norwalk before it was closed, and then they moved to Florida. And it was open down there, but we've got him April 27th, and he's excited about talking about the old museums and the cars, and so I'm excited because I like old cars too. So we're just getting really busy, and as things start opening up, we're opening up the museum. The museum's been opening up Mill Hill, and talking about different some new tours for Mill Hill. So we're expanding out, and that's what's coming up with the Historical Society. Any questions?
So the Melton Museum discussion is on a Wednesday night?
It is April 27th. Yes, 7 o'clock. That's when he could do it.
The same. We can't make it.
I know. I'm sorry. We'll see if we can record it.
Okay,
we might be able to record that one. We might be able to record.
We should let his daughter, Marjorie Melton Nutt, she lives in Vermont, know, because she has a lot of the memorabilia. She was the one I talked to when I was working on the book.
Yep.
So I don't know if she knows, but she'd like to get in on that.
Yep, we'll make sure. I'll definitely make sure she knows about this if she doesn't already know.
Right.
Because we just solidified that in the last week.
Cool. Okay, thanks, Diane. Next up is Lockwood Matthews Mansion with Susan Kilgore.
Good evening, everybody. The first thing I'd like to share is that the mansion was featured in a national publication. The feature was about the mansion and how it influenced the Gilded Age mansions around the US that came after it. In this post-COVID moment, education is really coming back to life. We've had architecture students from NCC, we've had Carver students, Horizon students are coming, and Bridgeport, Tisdale Elementary as well. The Young Writers Competition, Breaking Barriers, is ongoing. We are partnering with our neighbors, CCP, Stepping Stones, Art Space, and Cultural Alliance for Scavenger Hunt throughout Matthews Park on June 5th. And before that, we have a series of great exhibitions opening. We have Fragments of Light, Impressions of Color, showing contemporary impressionism. That will open on April 7th. You're all invited on that Thursday at 5:30 to 7:30 for the reception. We hope to see you. On May 19, we'll open a new exhibition with a major curator, Lynn Bassett, who just opened an exhibition at the Florence Griswold Museum. This exhibit is Making It Last, Sustainable Fashion in Victorian America, which will explore recycling during that period, factories and their conditions, poisonous dyes used to create beautiful gowns and hats, and the consequences to society. There will be a lecture by Deborah Crack, also on these themes. And for children and doll collectors, we're opening in May. We had to postpone it for a month. We're opening a doll exhibit the week after, featuring our antique and vintage dolls. Any questions?
What day is the doll exhibit opening?
So that is opening on Wednesday, May 22nd.
Oh, I was Sunday for May 22nd, but anyway, we'll figure it out. Okay, I know we know a lot of doll fans in town, so they'll be excited.
Oh, terrific. Wonderful.
Okay,
Great
great.
to know.
Thanks, Susan.
Okay.
Okay, next up is reports and buildings is the first item.
Hi, everyone. So buildings, not a ton going on. The contract for the museum's new kitchen has gone to the selected vendor. So hopefully that project will start up, in May or June. And when you get that done, it's not going to be a big project. So it should be relatively quick if the supply chain cooperates. And then the work at Mill Hill on the hillside and in between the barn and the jail is ongoing. The contractor is super slow, but they're doing a really good job when they're there. So I'm not really complaining, but it'll probably be another couple of months before they're finished, but it's going to turn out really, really good. So I'm excited about that. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to work on transitioning the buildings in Matthews Park to facilities management in the next few weeks. So we'll get that going. I think that's about it. Unless there are any questions.
Just to clarify, you say the museum, you mean the Norwalk Museum, right?
What's
Not
that?
Lockwood. You mean Norwalk Museum, not Lockwood Matthews, right? When you talked about the kitchen?
The kitchen is at the Norwalk Museum, yes.
Okay, yes, because I know it's just a naked room now. Okay, thanks.
Yep. Yep, we haven't had a kitchen since we moved in.
Okay.
So,
And Dana, in dealing with city buildings, I can bring you up to date with the mansion project, Lockwood Matthews Mansion
Right.
project, if you would like, which is why I'm here tonight. We continue to work diligently on that project. We have hired at the request of our architects and also the the state, a construction management company, Consiglia, out of Northern Connecticut, to help us reassess the design, to see if there's any potential for savings, significant savings in design, and also to come up with a more street approach to an estimate for cost. We're in the middle of waiting to see how the capital budgets are moving forward with the city. But we're focused on making this happen. And if things go well, we would be starting construction late this year or early next year.
Okay. Sure. Thanks, Patsy.
And by the way, Sue,
Oh.
there's one other thing. We are planning an open house for city officials, and I believe you folks have all gotten an invitation. Susie, that date, I always forget it, is
April 20th.
April 20th, Doug?
Oh.
April 20th from 4 to 8. So that it's just an open house for the boards and agencies in the city to have an opportunity to see our exhibit and to get together, and to thank you all for all the help that you've given us. So I
Okay.
hope you can join us. Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
And
All right,
I
Joe.
just,
Oh,
I'm sorry, just as chair, I want to thank you for all the support again, that you keep continuing with the mansion and the yeoman work Patsy keeps doing. It's been an eye-opening year. I just want to share one thing, because we increased our volunteers this year. I mean, COVID's been tough getting volunteers. And I know Diane's got the same problem over at the mass survey, because I thought it might interest some of you. That's pretty much, we're asking all the docents and other volunteers how they feel. And I think it came back almost 90% of them saying they don't have an issue with it, and we're leaving an option for them to wear it. So that's a good feeling to have. But Melissa, who is our volunteer coordinator, has increased this year by at least 10%. So we're over 90 volunteers and docents at the mansion. And when you think of that number of volunteers out of this community, and most of them are from NOAA, but they are from the surrounding areas, it's pretty inspiring in my books. So thank you for all what you do.
and thank you. Okay, are we ready for our next item? Well, you've got cemeteries. I looked at the wall that's coming along nicely at Pine Island, and yeah, Kellogg looks great too.
Yeah, he just finished Pine Island. It looks terrific. So I'm excited about that.
Great.
I'm working with Diane. We're gonna get new plaques for Brookside and Kellogg Comstock Cemetery. So it'll take a few months, but we'll finally get those back in place. I think Lisa asked for the Brookside one like 2 years ago. So I didn't forget, Lisa. I just didn't get it done.
Are those new ones, or did the other ones need repair or something?
So the Brookside one was wrong. The date was wrong.
Oh,
We
okay.
We found a year difference when we did the research for the sign. The Kellogg one just fell apart. So we took that out when we put in the gate and the sign. So just have to get a new one made.
Great. Okay. Great. Number 7 on the agenda is financial.
We're just following closely the budget process and hoping that the capital budget with our recommendation, well, with what's been recommended goes through the council, Mr. Livingston, and so that we can proceed ahead with the mansion project. So we're keeping our fingers crossed on that. I think that gets finalized in mid-April. Is that right, Tom?
I think it's, yeah, I think that's right. Doug, you may remember this.
It's I think it's mid-April, and then once the council votes on it, there's like 15 days or something,
Yeah,
or
something
some
like that.
regulatory
I
period.
know this is the last
April
week.
15th, April 15th is the day you have to vote on it by, and the money
Yeah.
comes available July 1st.
Yeah, the
Yeah. But May 1, 15 days later, you could actually start issuing RFPs. You just can't spend any of the money until July 1, but you can go out to bid for things, which should, be helpful to the mansion project. You can hopefully speed that along.
Yeah, so the BET was gonna have a public hearing. I think it was tonight, but they weren't able to do it because they didn't get notice out in time for whatever reason. So it's next week. So that may delay things a little bit, but it all has to be within, as Doug said, within a certain time frame.
For the BET's doing a hearing for the capital budget?
No, I'm sorry, operating
That's
side.
operating, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So
Thanks, David. Do we have any old business to discuss?
Yeah, Dana, I just want to bring, talk about the demolition delay ordinance a little bit. Just 'cause
Oh, right, yes.
People may wonder what's going on there. When we last checked in, it was, we were looking to extend the time frame, and then as looking at it, we thought we'd see if we can incorporate a couple other changes, including what does it mean to demolish? And we've been spent some time with Bill Ireland and other officials about this, and bottom line is we haven't quite come to agreement on what it means to demolish a building, and I've basically taken about 20 different ordinances from around the state, and some define it, some don't, and probably more don't define it than do, which creates its own set of issues. So the bottom line is that's still in discussion. I'm trying to get a meeting with Bill and Laura. Who else is going to be involved in that?
I think there was some talk about maybe waiting for Jessica to return. It should, yeah, I think the meeting will likely be you, Bill, Steve, me, and Jessica.
Okay.
And I guess, yeah, it sounds like everyone's on board for the day length extension, but like Tom mentioned, some of the other things that we were hoping for have proven more controversial. So there's some back and forth with those. Yeah, I think from it's my understanding that they might want to wait until things slow down on, I guess Bill and Steve and Jessica have a lot going on with kind of different initiatives in town. So they might want to wait on those items, but I haven't heard much beyond that.
Pardon me if I can speak here, but I think the definitions are really important.
Yeah.
I mean, the extension is great, and that's important too, but I think the definitions are equally important, because I remember when people could get by with saying it was remediate. They were doing remediation, and there was nothing left but a shell, so it was kind of pointless. So at least that's been addressed. But to go forward a little bit and define exactly what demolition is, I think makes it easier for everybody to deal with the ordinance.
Yeah, that's been our approach, and my approach is to try and nail these issues down, as opposed to leaving it vague, which has its pluses and minuses, of course, but I don't think in the long run is the best approach.
You don't think it's the best approach to not define it, or
to not define it? I was saying that like for Bill Island and a lot of other municipalities, it's kind of, we know it when we see it.
Yeah, right.
But I think it's better if we define it.
Yeah, and then you can argue about it if it's an issue.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So that's just where we are. Keep working on it.
Okay.
So
let me know if there's anything I can do.
Yeah.
I'm just going to interject as a skeptic on all this, because I do agree with everything that you all said, and I think it's a good thing to do. But at the end of the day, if this thing isn't moving forward by like June 1, you need to take the existing ordinance you need to change the delay to 180 days and get it through the council and get that done, and then come pick this stuff back up. Because I've seen the bureaucracy kill any changes to the demolition delay multiple times in my tenure as chairman. And I'll tell you, as chairman, the only stick we have is that 180-day delay. And that is the best, most important thing that needs to happen. I'm not disagreeing or discounting everything else you're saying, but if you have that 180-day stick, that's got to get done. And if that isn't, if we're swirling around
David,
on
we
this,
just lost your sound.
Oh,
can you hear me now?
I didn't lose the sound.
yeah, I heard it.
You hear me railing. If this thing isn't moving forward, then I'm telling you, take the existing one, change the date, ram it through, and then go back and, mess
Yes.
around with the bureaucracy for, 2 years on, because it'll just get killed, it'll die. And the delay is the most important tool that this commission has to encourage developers to cooperate. And that's my.
So David, I've kept that in mind because I've thought about that approach. Is it because I think we could just get that passed pretty quickly. I do want to give it another shot and see if we can get it right. I mean, certainly while this council's, here, I think we'll get it through. I mean, I can't speak to future council, so I'm not terribly worried about a month or two here. But we'll keep trying.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not worried about a month or two, but I am worried about a bunch of 3, because you get to a certain point and that's it for the rest of the year. So
Yeah,
anyway.
Okay.
great.
Kind of along those lines, I just wanted to remind you of an email I sent out, I think it was a week or 2 ago, about the House Bill 5429. I don't know if anyone caught that.
Is that the
It's-
one around the railroad stations?
Yeah.
It's truly awful. It's a get out of jail free card
Yeah.
for developers.
So I
It's
just
worth
wanted to,
$8.30.
as we think about, our demo delay ordinance and its importance, I don't think that bill currently has any, stipulation or break for historic resources. And so it might be beneficial for, if the commission wants to write in, or if individuals want to write in and just say, hey, there are a lot of historic resources around these train stations, please consider them. I know everyone feels differently about, the housing crisis and all that. But I just wanted to flag that for everyone, because I imagine that could play into some of the demo delay stuff that's going on also, if there's more demolition.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm on the board of Connecticut Preservation Action, which is a lobbying group of the preservation agenda. We are opposing it. And politicians, no offense here, Tom, but politicians grade by weight. So the more letters they get, the more emails they get, the more they pay attention.
I've yet to find anybody who thinks this is a good bill.
Yeah,
should
right.
we-
I mean, it's just awful.
Should we as a commission at least send a weighted letter to Bob Duff?
Yeah.
You want to send it to Bob Duff, and you want to send it to the whoever's the chairman of that committee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's just something I wanted to flag for everyone, just to make sure that you saw it and you're aware of it, and however you want to act on it, up to the commission. But yeah.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, good. Okay. So we'll take another look at that bill. Next up is new business. Can you hear me? Okay. Do we have some new business today? I guess not.
So Dana,
Yes.
I don't know where this falls, but I had indicated to you after the last meeting that I would be willing to get a new mouth that actually works and take the vice chair slot.
Oh, okay, terrific. I guess we need to vote on that. Is that correct, Tom?
Yes.
And
Yes, nomination and vote.
um,
So I'll nominate.
okay.
I'll
We need a
second.
Okay. All in favor of Eric? Okay, we've got, I'm gonna assume, this is probably unanimous, but
Yeah,
Lisa, I'm raising my hand. Jordan. Did everyone, I'm just assuming, are the abstentions here? Barry's raising his hand. Okay. Congratulations, new vice chair. You'll get your new vice
I'm
chair.
proud to be the chair of vice, so,
It's a good
It was
title for
hard
you, Eric.
yeah.
to be both chair and vice chair.
Smart.
Okay. Terrific. And now we need vice chair. No, that's a joke. At this point, it looks like we are ready to sign off unless there's anything else. So I'll need a,
I
Why
move to
can't it-
adjourn.
I second,
okay,
because how can
All
you
in
miss me if I
favor?
don't go away?
all in favor. I'm assuming everyone's all in favor.
Before Eric changes his mind, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Get
yeah,
off
yeah,
quick.
Yeah. All right. Thanks,
Good night.
everybody.
Okay,
Good
good
night.
Thank
night.
you.
Aye.
Bye.